You're listening to Sister Stargazers, celestial and terrestrial observations and advice from two real-life sisters.
Welcome, fellow stargazers. Your sisters are in the house. Hey, Jude.
Hey there, Sarah.
Here we are, episode 102. Yeah. Yay. Keep on rocking and rolling through August. So episode 102, roughly covering Sunday, August 20th through Saturday, August 26th. Let's go. Where do you want to start?
Yes, it's a first quarter moon, but not only a first quarter moon this week, it's also a grand cross.
Okay.
So let's start right at the top of the week. It's a little creaky kind of week here. So we've got this first quarter moon, which is a grand cross. There's lots of potential challenges in the aspects this week. So we want to kind of walk through day by day. Lots of quincunxes and squares to the most difficult planets.
Okay.
So here we go. So Sunday, the 20th, the sun is making a quincunx to Neptune. Okay. So Neptune's up in Pisces. The sun hasn't yet entered Virgo, so it's at the very end of Leo. So the sun wants to, coming off of that new moon the week before, the sun's all puffed up and wants to shine. And then Neptune kind of puts a wet blanket on the sun.
Yeah.
So this is a time for dreaming rather than decision making. Neptune will just take over. It will really kind of squash the fire of that self-expressive Leo sun. But right now, it's a great time if you have dreams to record them or write down your inspirational ideas. You don't have to act on them. And that's kind of what the week is like. Okay. Monday, the 21st, you just want to kind of assess things this week. The sun will quincunx Pluto. So the sun is at the very last degree of Leo, right? Yep. Full on, self-expressive, wants to just shine. And then Pluto's like, well, you've got this shadow, you've got this unconscious material you really need to look at. and so, this kind of powerful, almost biological, compostable qualities might come up. You might want to not express them, right? So that's the thing that is really kind of the balancing act this week is, what do you do with these feelings that you have? Okay. The moon in Libra on August 21st, on Monday, is going to sextile the sun. This is a saving grace. It wants to be cheerful, it wants to harmonize, it wants to be accommodating, but then it makes a square to Pluto. So the moon, as it moves through Libra, at the end of Libra, at 27, 28 Libra, is going to make a square over to Pluto, which is another, be honest with yourself, but do you really want to be honest? And you also, with the moon, and aspects that are difficult sometimes, there's a sense of projection. So it's not you having these feelings, it's the other person. So you just want to be careful. I mean, again, this week, and why I'm calling attention to this is the moon then enters Scorpio. Okay. So the moon is going to enter the sign that Pluto rules. So Monday is going to be especially a little tricky. Right? Okay. With the quincunx of the sun to Pluto, and then the moon making a square to Pluto, and then the moon entering Scorpio, which is ruled by Pluto. So Pluto's going to really flavor Monday, August 21st. So whatever does come up, or whatever might be partially lit by the sun, or aspected, in a kind of difficult, challenging aspect from the moon, you want to own those feelings. Okay. You don't want them to be someone else's, like you're putting them on someone else, but really they're yours. So just really be honest. On Tuesday, the 22nd, Venus makes a square to Jupiter. So Venus is in Leo. She's making a square up to Jupiter in Taurus. So Leo wants to be demonstrative. Venus in Leo, all shiny,
Yeah. Yeah.
And Jupiter's like, are you really worth it?
Yeah.
Jupiter's like, it's like making that square. Do you really want to do that?
Yep.
Do you really want to go out and spend that money? Do you really want to go out? And do you really need that thing?
Yeah. A lot of doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's a time to maybe be a little bit more discerning.
Okay.
And this could involve a person, a place, an artistic hobby.
Mm-hmm.
It might be good to put some energy into the thing that you'd really like to do because it's easy to get distracted with this Venus square Jupiter.
Okay.
Jupiter's going to say, well, maybe you want to look over here, or maybe you want to look over here. Is this really what you want to do? And you have to kind of make a decision. But I would say if you're really attracted to something, a place, a person,
New project,
a hobby, a project. Yeah, you want to just take some time with it and not be distracted or not make it seem like it's too big to do or not worth your time.
Like take time to be with it?
Yeah, take time to be with it. Yeah. Even though it may be challenging.
Yes.
And you might have all of these distracting thoughts about whether it's worth it or not, or whether you're worth it or not.
Right. So not be driven by the doubt, but just kind of keep your eye on the prize maybe.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this also feeds into another aspect that's happening on Tuesday. Mars is opposite Neptune. So Mars in Virgo, we talked about him last week, wanting to be so plan driven.
Yes.
And wanting to have, everything mapped out. And he's been working with Pallas Athene in Virgo to make sure like things are all lined up.
Yep.
But he's also opposing Neptune in Pisces right now, same day that Venus is square Jupiter. So this is another day where everything is going to be a little mushy, like your drive, your sense of getting something done is not going to be at its peak.
Okay.
So the desire to escape is going to be really strong with, with Mars opposite Neptune, Venus square Jupiter.
Yeah.
So, don't push it.
Yeah.
I think the best thing might be internal, quiet time and having faith that all will be well. And this Mars opposing Neptune, this is about a week-long transit.
Ooh, okay.
And the same Venus, it's probably Venus square Jupiter is another, maybe 5-day transit on both sides. So you might be feeling this a little bit before the 22nd of August. Okay. But certainly these two aspects together are going to make us feel a little unsteady.
Gotcha.
The sun will enter Virgo on Wednesday, August 23rd.
Yeah.
So part of this is also like the sun is at the very end of Leo and wants to be like, get out there and do it all,
Yeah, get the last juice out of the orange. Squeeze the last bit of juice out of this orange.
But then the sun enters Virgo, right? And it's like time to go back to school, time to go to bed early because you're going to have to get up and travel, or you've got to get everything packed, or, it's time when sun enters Virgo for logic and focus on details.
Yes.
So like that shiny, summery energy is really it's gonna end.
Yes.
And on the same day that the sun enters Virgo, Mercury stations retrograde. Mercury rules Virgo.
Yes.
So Mercury starting retrograde on the day the sun enters Virgo.
Yes.
The sun is going to be answering to Mercury. Mercury's going backwards. So it might be, again, it's not the time to move forward.
Right.
It's like, okay, maybe let's put a bow on the summer.
Yes.
Let's put a bow on the last month of all of this activity of July and early August.
Right.
Let's just kind of take some time to think about things or just think about all of the things that have happened. And what we want to take forward, right? Because we don't have to take it all.
Lovely. Yep. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's a shift of season, that big shift of sign, Leo to Virgo. Yeah.
Thursday on the 24th, we have the first quarter moon.
Yes.
So the moon's in Sagittarius. The sun is in Virgo. So these are both mutable signs. So mutable signs are at the end of the seasons before the season shifts.
Yes.
So this is a mutable square. first quarter moon. So we have 3 modes. We have cardinal, which is the beginning of a season. We have fixed, which is basically the highlight of the season.
Yep.
And then we have mutable, which is at the end of the season as the season shifts into, again, a cardinal sign.
Gotcha. Yep.
So the moon is in Sagittarius, a mutable sign just before a cardinal sign, Capricorn. The sun is in Virgo, a mutable sign just before the sun will enter into Libra in September. A cardinal sign. So we have this mutable square. Now, what's also going on here at the time of this first quarter moon, which the signature for it is patience is a virtue, right? As if we haven't gotten that for the rest of the early part of the week, right? We have a grand cross with the sun in Virgo opposite Saturn in Pisces, and the moon in Sagittarius square Saturn in Pisces, but also opposing Sedna, the farthest out dwarf planet that we know of, 12,000 year orbit.
Wow. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she's at 0 degrees Gemini. So she just changed position in the zodiac from being in Taurus to moving into Gemini. So expressing in a whole new way, a mental sign. Gemini is an air sign, curious, innovative, dexterous, lots of ideas, likes to spin ideas. Writing is part of what Gemini offers us. So this grand cross in these mutable signs is offering us a chance to really dig into, the sun is our light, opposing Saturn in Pisces, which is backtracking in Pisces. And it's really about what is it that you really want to discipline right now? How do you want to harness your energy? Okay. That's Saturn looking, going back through Pisces and maybe digging up ideas, maybe going over spiritual thoughts or conceptions, trying to really put some structure or an understanding to your beliefs. Pisces is also about our beliefs. So Saturn's trying to figure out some things, and Pisces is going backwards. The sun is in Virgo, wants to figure some stuff out. So we have this kind of this seesaw, this opposition. Virgo wants to have things kind of ironed out and kind of perfectly spelled out and logical and reasonable, and everything's kind of correct. And Saturn's backing up into Pisces going, well, wait, not so fast, We've got to figure out what we really believe in. Yes. And then we've got the moon down there in Sagittarius also considering what's the big picture? What are the big ideas here? Where do we want to go? How do we want to learn more? What do we want to find out about? And that's opposing Sedna, which is up in Gemini. What do we want to learn? What do we want to find out about? Where's your sense of curiosity? And it's kind of like, I don't know.
Yes.
And it's okay not to know.
Yes. And maybe that's a good segue to the card I pulled today, which I thought, I haven't used the Archangel Oracle deck recently. So I pulled an Archangel card, and it's Archangel Haniel. Looks like Daniel, but with an H, Archangel Haniel. And she is about connecting to the moon, using the moon, following your inner guidance. It says, notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations and capitalize upon these cycles. And then it says here too, you can ask Archangel Haniel during the different phases of the moon, when the moon is full, what you can release, when the moon is new, what you can realign to. And then in these waxing and waning phases as check-in points of your inner voice, asking guidance, taking a quiet moment to, like you're saying, like, what is it I want to follow? What is it I want to learn? What is it? So just a little gentle nudge from Archangel Haniel this week to not lose sight of your intuition and the moon.
That's really good. Yeah, because we've got Mercury making a trine to Uranus. That's really helpful for that accessing those higher states. So Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. So, Mercury's in Virgo, 21 degrees Virgo, making an aspect of a trine up to Uranus and Taurus. Yeah, that's a very good aspect for insight, helpful insight, intuition. The moon is also making a trine. Well, it's fading during the middle of the week, but it's still in play to Neptune. So that's also about accessing those higher realms. So there is that available. There's a Mercury's forming an aspect, an opposition. It's a weak opposition to Neptune, but that again is offering us this opportunity to kind of check in. Mercury might be helpful in terms of accessing the higher realms of Neptune, even though Mars is opposing Neptune as well. Okay. Mars wants to go. Yeah. Neptune's like, not so fast. Right. Let's dream on this a little bit more. Right. And then Mercury opposing Neptune is really going to help access the dreams.
All right.
Yeah. And Mercury and Pallas both make a wide trine back to Pluto, which then makes a trine up to Sedna. So Pluto is going to help us in terms of the deeper we go.
Yes.
The more we feel, and the deeper we feel, the better we'll be able to figure this out.
Nice.
But it may not be a time to take action.
Yes.
But there will be a lot of restlessness. On the same day, during that first quarter moon, we've got Mars trine Pluto. So this is another source of that restlessness. There's lots of energy.
Yeah.
But how do we channel that?
Yep.
And again, like strategized might be a really good way to harness some of that energy.
Yep.
Rather than actions. And there might be more, the actions might be more internal than actual on the ground doing something.
Okay.
So it's a squirrely week.
Squirrely. All right. Well, listeners, you can reach out to us with questions, comments at connect@SisterStargazers.com. We really do love hearing from you. And also thank you to those of you who are new to our podcast and who are hitting the like and subscribe buttons. Thank you so much. It's really exciting when we always see a new subscriber joining. So thank you for that. And then don't forget Monday night, still 7 p.m. Eastern time on WMPG.org, 30 minutes of astrological deep dives with your Sister Stargazers. So yeah, Jude, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Sarah. Always a pleasure.
We'll see everybody for episode 103 coming soon.
We'll be back. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Sister Stargazers. Let us know what worked for you this week. Find us on Facebook and post a comment at Sister Stargazers.